how y'all doing? Dick Hi-Fi again, another episode of the marvelous ASR10, the advanced sampling recorder from Ensoniq. So we're gonna delve into a cool little trick that they built in. It was one of their features that they really harped up when they did it, which I ignored for about, I don't know, 15 years. And then one day I decided to fool around and find it. And it is really cool. It's called the patch select buttons. All the way over here on the left by the pitch and the mod wheel, these two little gray buttons that you've ignored for so long. What they do is change up everything. They give you so many options on how to configure an instrument, and it works through layers. It works through the layers. So basically you can toggle through the different layers and setups that you have through the layer using this, and it doesn't add any data to the instrument. You're sharing the layers. So one of the kind of obvious things you could do that's really useful and that you've seen all the way through the use of the ASR, a very popular thing, is filtering. Using filtering, taking out, using high pass or low pass, where you leave the bass go through, or you just take out the bottom and leave the highs go through. So I'm going to show you a sample. I'm going to show you what I did to it. I'm going to show you the examples of this, and I'm going to show you how to do it after, or start you on your way to getting it, because you can do almost anything with it. I'm not going to sit here and go through all the things you can do, because it's almost limitless. But so first example is going to be the filtering here. So this is my sample. Actually, this is backwards. I decided to play it backwards, right? That's just it. Now, by pressing these buttons down, it's gonna play a different layer, which I have set up completely different. So if you want to, set up like this for an intro, and then. So this is kind of, this has been already filtered. I took the original sample, I filtered out the bottom, I filtered out the top, and then playing it like this is playing them together. So if I play it with just this, I set it up so if you just use the left patch, you have the low end, right? There's all the low end. Play the right patch, just the high end, no bottom on that, right? And you play them together, you get both of them. I set it up so that if I just take both of them off, it's playing it backwards. It's a cool little trick. You can see people doing this, and I wouldn't know what they were doing because I've seen them do it before. I'm like, how is it made? It's all the same key, but doing that. Another good example of what you can do with it. I mean, there's so many things you can do. You can put it. Say you want to put it through a different amp, or you want to put it through an effect. So you would set up the one layer to copy the other. This is kind of what it's based on. You copy it, and then you alter it, and then you can send it. You can have one going dry, and you can have one going to an effect, just by doing the same thing again. So this is another little sample, and it's just going through bus 3 dry with no effect, and I have this sample, this just particular this guitar amp effect on. So now we're going through that. You take it off. So you could set that up through through delay or any effect. It's only limited by the creative ways you can do it. Here's another little thing. Speaking of different effects, this is a fake, like a bucket brigade delay effect that I set up, which is easy to do. You have 8 layers up to an instrument. And you have 4 different setups for these patch select buttons, but you have 8 layers. So if you wanted to set this up through the 8 layers, you could do it. I only set up 4, but I'll show you how I did it. This is not an effect. This is not sampling it through an effect, but we're just repeating this using the delay layer and Pretty cool, right? You know it's not sampled through an effect because the delay rate is the same. So it's a pretty cool effect to set up. Basically, you would use an edit layer. You put the different layers on a delay. So if you go to delay, you'll find it right there, delay 0, and you can put it up to, it goes up to 5,000. So the first one is on 0, the second ones go up incrementally, and you can even go to the filters, and I brought the filters down a little bit so it dulls out as you go. I think I did. Yeah, so another cool little effect. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to do that and how to edit that. First off, instead of starting with the sound how I have it set up, I'm just going to sample this through the main out to here to give it. Oh, wrong one. So this is going to be the single sound, single layer, no mods to this. So there it is. Play my root in the same place. Truncate that out of habit, not relevant. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. This is just one layer. I'm going to do this one time, and you would just repeat this as many times, but I'm going to show you how to do it. So the first thing we're going to do is command layer. We're going to copy the layer to unnamed instrument, same instrument 4. We're not trying to, because you can copy it to another instrument, but we're not going to. We're going to copy it right here, right? Params only. You can go params and data. We don't want the data because then it would double the time you were using. You're just using the data for the layers. Same the params for the layer. We're sharing the data. So yes, hit yes. So the layer 2 is created. So what now we want to do is go into 2. Make sure you're in 2. Make sure you're in the wave sample 2. And we're going to edit it now. How you get to the patch select editing, it goes edit instrument. You can scoot around here. There's quite a few things, a few other things that you can edit. But it's going to go to 0, 0, patch, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what you're going to see. It's kind of vague as to what it shows, but that's what it is. So this is, these two O's, these two zeros represent the patch select buttons all the way on the left and right. They correspond to that. If you press one down, you will see the asterisk, which indicates that it's being pressed. You lead it up, it's 0. I put the left one down, it's showing it's being pressed. So it's telling me, see these numbers over here? This refers to 8 layers that you're capable of putting in there. So if I have nothing down, just playing it, it's going to play 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we only have 1 and 2 occupied, but it's playing 1 and 2 together. But I don't want it to play 2 with that. I want it off that. So I deselected it. We might as well took 3 and 4 off because we're not trying to do that. We just want it to play 1 when you're not pressing any of those. So we deselected that. Now I'm going to press this and it's just 2. So it's automatically set to that, but you set it up how you want it. If I wanted it to play 3 and 4, I would put it like that by holding the button down, but that's not what I want. I want 2. Now, if you are editing and you don't want to keep pressing the button or you don't have enough hands to do all the editing you need, when you hold it down, simply press the instrument button and it's locked. So now it is locked on 2 without me holding that, right? So now I can go to edit layer and there's a delay. So I'm going to put it on, I'm going to have 600, I think I'm assuming this is milliseconds because that makes sense. 680, it doesn't matter. Anyway, there it is. And we're going to go to the filters and I'm going to dull it down a little bit as well. Just a little bit. Okay, so if I want to unstick wait, hold up. Got to go back to edit instrument. So I can press this, that unlocks it. Now I want them to play both together. So I can press the right button or both the buttons because those are still empty. So I'm going to just press the right button, and it's telling me which one we want to play when you hold that right select button. I want it to hold 1 and 2. So now that I have it down, when I hit that, it's playing both together. See how it's doing that? Now another element that I forgot, if you're going to do the delay thing, you also have to bring the volume down. So, you know, you experiment to what volume is most effective. I'm going to leave it on 72 and then hit that again. So holding this down. So you brought it down a little bit in volume. Starting to sound like a delay. So you can basically, you would take that and just repeat that through all the layers. You create, you go command, layer, copy layer, and then you edit those just like we did on that, except for going down. Taking the you take the volume down a little bit further, you take the delay up a little bit more, and you dull it out. You give it that little fake Bucket Brigade analog delay. You could do anything with this thing. Anything that's editable in this, anything you can do in a layer or a wave sample, you can set it up to do that. So using these things, there's 4 ways to set it up. You got no buttons, 1 button, left button, right button, or both buttons. Every single instrument. Another cool thing is that if you're, using breakouts, say you have the output expander to go out to your DAW. Usually when I'm working on a beat or something, I just leave it in stereo. And then when it's time to break it out into the DAW, I have to go in the amps and change everything. You can set that up with the patch select to just make it automatic and send it to a different bus, send it to a different place. So there's a lot of things you can do. There's only limited by your creativity. So it's a super fun thing, and a lot of people, I know I sat there and looked at those buttons forever and didn't even realize what they did. Dig in there, man. Get in there and come up with some cool shit and have fun with it. All right.